This little firecracker of an amp is just freaking incredible. Everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then it's really awesome to have you join us today. This is the EVH 5150III LBX-S. No, let me rephrase that. This is my EVH 5150III LBX-S, and it's ridiculously good. So good that anyone wanting it is going to have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. So regular viewers will already know that I have been diving deep down the Eddie Van Halen rabbit hole lately. So when this little beast showed up on eBay for a very, very reasonable price, I almost fractured my hand trying to click the buy it now button fast enough, and boy oh boy, I am so glad that I did. I've had this amp for a couple months now, putting it through its paces both in the studio right here, and spoiler alert, even took it to a real gig. But before I get into that, let's talk about what makes this amp really special. It might look tiny and cute, but trust me, it has a serious identity crisis and thinks it's a much bigger amp. It sounds big and bold and with so much depth in its tone, which makes complete sense because, well, Eddie, need I say more? The LBX-S is the stealth version of the EVH lunchbox heads, and it has two channels: the green channel for cleans and crunch, and the red channel for as much sweet gain as anybody would ever need. Quick tour of the features. It has these clever concentric pots for the gain and master volumes on each channel. Genius idea that lets me balance each channel perfectly. There's a shared EQ, a presence control, and a depth control on the back as well. You've got a single speaker out, a foot switch jack, a fantastic FX loop, and then your on-off, standby, and quarter power switches. Now my amp is always on full power. That's where it lives. But the quarter power option is great if you need it for home use. It's rated at 20 watts, but that's 20 tube watts, so it can comfortably hang with a drummer. How do I know that? Well, I joined a covers band, woohoo! And I had my first gig with them a couple of weeks ago. And which amp from my collection did I take? Yep, you've guessed it. And for me, this was the rock star of that night. I set the volume halfway and it was loud enough to sit well with an acoustic drum kit. And the tone, woo! Man, it just blew me away. You know, when I'm playing live, if the tone is good, then life just becomes much easier because the tone that I'm hearing really inspires me. The amp, together with my Sterling Luke, didn't just cover every tone I needed, from playing clean parts on Natalie Imbruglia's Torn to the Isley Brothers' Summer Breeze to searing leads on Whitesnake's Here I Go Again and tearing through some groovy solos on Santana, She's Not There. It also really inspired me to play and keep playing. Even after the gig finished, I just wanted to keep going. And that's a really special thing to find in an amplifier. It really is. Good old Eddie Van Halen really knew a thing or two, or 1,000, about really good guitar and amp tone. I found that the EVH 5150III brings out the tone of my guitars and my pickups incredibly well. Whichever guitar I use with it, it seems to bring out the unique character of that instrument. They don't all sound the same through this amp. My Sterling Luke has an incredible array of tones with the 5-way switch, especially the split coil tones in positions 2 and 4, and those tones translated beautifully through this amplifier. In fact, the amp highlighted and accentuated those tones. by the way, shout out for Julia, Vince, Chris and Nick from our band Julia's Alibi. I'll be bringing you more about the band in future videos, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the bell notification so you know when new videos drop, because this will come out with me to future gigs for sure, and I want to capture some video of it when I do that. Now, I must admit, I avoided the EVH 5150III amps for the longest time. Seriously, I did. And I think it's because, no pun intended, they gained, yeah, I know, a reputation for being very high gain metal amps. But here's the thing that I realized from playing it. This amp is everything I would ever need in an amplifier. It's a high gain circuit with a boost or overdrive pedal already built in. It has a shit ton of gain and saturation, compression, sustain, and sounds really smooth while retaining its teeth and that growl, bite, and assertiveness. And while playing it, I finally realized what Eddie's idea was with this amp. Have it all at your disposal and then screw with your volume control and pickup selection on your guitar to get all of the tones you would ever need. Totally genius. Now, this amp is tight, and I don't just mean that in terms of the response and the sound. I mean it's tight in terms of how it's voiced. It's like Eddie Van Halen's brief while building this amp was, make me an amp that sounds like it's already been mixed and mastered. And that's the magic that it delivers, in my humble opinion. There is so much note definition and separation on this amp, which for an ultra high gain amp kind of beggars belief. Often high gain amps lose some of the note definition because the gain kind of just mushes everything together. Not with this though, not by a long way. On the track that I recorded, there's no EQ. I did add compression to the clean guitars to level them out, but otherwise you're just hearing my amp into my load box, directly into my interface and DAW, and then through my signature impulse responses, which you can pick up for yourselves if you'd like to play around with them. I'll leave a link up here and in the description box below as well. Even with the shared EQ, I found that the clean tones had the sparkle that I wanted, while the overdriven tones had that perfect EQ for my ears. A separate tone stack would have been awesome to have, but I understand completely the limitations of a tiny little package like this. I mean, look at it, it's really small, which kind of begs the question, should I get a 50 watt EVH 5150III? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. So there you have it. I'm in love. I'm pretty sure my wife thinks I'm having an affair because I'm spending so much time away from her, but it's because I am addicted to playing this amp. So I guess in a way, I am. The amp is my mistress. Ha! Okay guys and girls, I would love to know your thoughts about the EVH 5150III amps. Do you have one? Do you want one? Which version is your favorite, and what do you think of the tones? Let me know in the comments. Oh, by the way, my Patreon family knew about this amplifier a couple of months ago when I got it, yeah. If you would like to become an insider and see more behind the scenes gear and tone explorations, head over to my Patreon page and join my awesome Tone Seeker family. You'll get early access to videos like this, plus exclusive contents you won't find anywhere else. Alrighty. Time to rock out. For this track, I used some big open chords to show off that note definition and separation that I mentioned. Listen for how clearly you can hear every single string, even with the gain cranked. There's a little bit of Eddie Van Halen influence in there too, of course, because, well, Eddie, yeah. And I had to throw in the MXR EVH Phase 90 for a couple of parts as well. You got to do it, man. So enjoy the track, and I will see you really soon with another video. Have an awesome day, plug into your favorite amp and rock out, and bye for now. See ya.